Yo, what's going down, Commanders? Second video of the day. I've been giving a bit of thought, and there's a lot of people that have been complaining about like the defensive unique, the legendaries, and things like that, where basically you're restricted in your use of them, especially the defensive uniques, where it's only, I think there's only your base and one event that maybe you can use them in. Well, there is things Kixeye can do to give us a bit more use out of these things, and that is put. Not every single base, like the medals for instance, or the thorium, has to be attacking, where you're attacking the base. They could do a mid-tier base where it's a defensive. So it'd be a medals whatever that pays out halfway in between, 50 mil, like the old caves used to do, the 80s I think they were. They used to pay at 50 mil, but instead of you going into the base and attacking the base, you would go in there and defend the base or defend your units. So it gives people another use for their defensive uniques and things like that they don't normally get a lot of use out of, unless, well, for instance, I only generally as a rule put one at max two unique defensive units in my base, so a lot of them just don't get a use. They don't get a lot of uses, so it would be nice to come up with something where we could get some more use out of them. So like an in-between medals base, where it would pay out, what's the maximum, 200, and you've got 90, so about 140k, 130k, but it's in between the 2 and the 3, where it was just defensive only. Another one where it would be the Verkrift 50, or you could call it the 80 again, like the old cave bases were that got removed, where it was defensive only, pays out half the maximum amount, which is 100 mil, 50 mil. I would even go so far as putting the defensive. You remember the old, if you look here, used to have a 15 wave when we very first started. I think it was for the, what's the name of the unit? Bear with me for a second. It was the little tiny tank, not Jackrabbit. I think they've took it that Honey Badger. You had to do 15 defensive waves in your base to then collect the Honey Badger. They could do that and turn it over to a monthly, 2-monthly thing, where the prizes would change. I would go monthly personally, where you would get a couple of the newest units with a couple of the techs, or it could be next month. It could be a couple of upgrade logistics, like two-day upgrade logistics for each. Not necessarily the highest tier units, but somewhere in the middle. Give some people some chances to catch up. There's a lot of stuff, and I keep coming back to this mission track. This needs revamping badly. You look at the missions. Oh, I don't want to reject it, but it's destroy 20 go-go bars, destroy 3 highway zealots. They just don't, and the stuff that they're paying out isn't value for what we're doing. Kill 50 of any unit with Andrew. You know, when's the last time anyone used Andrew? Let's see if I can reject that one. It's free, yeah. I haven't got no coin anyway, so they can't take it off me. Right, it won't give me another one. You reject this one. This one always. Destroy 100 command centres in rogue faction bases for 5,000 medals. What's the point? Get them updated. Put something together where they're constantly being updated. You know, to fit in with what the game is producing now. There's so much stuff Kixeye can do that will keep the players coming into the game. A lot of players, you look at the whole of War Commander, there's many players that don't do PvP. They're in it for the rogues. They're in it for just leveling their units up, playing the game not normal, but how they want to play. You know, there's a lot of stuff Kixeye can do to bring some of the stuff that we don't get much use out of into the game and give us that use. They did it with some of the hero bases back in the day, where you'd attack the base and then you'd have to defend the base. Some of them were on point back then. There was especially the Corpus ones. Whoever designed that was a genius, because they're even on point to this point today. They can be tricky for some of the newer players, but you can introduce that more into the game and bring it. Even Shadow Ops could have a defensive track, you know, put it in the middle there somewhere. Don't have to be the highest tier, but it gives us an outlet. If we don't want to attack a base, we can go and defend the base, if you get what I'm trying to say. Bring some of these defensive uniques into play. That's all I'm thinking is, you know, it makes sense. But they probably won't listen. and it don't matter. It's going to be water off a duck's back to them, because all they're interested in is pillaging the game for what it's worth. They're not. Some of the stuff they've done just lately has been nice. I got bored of if I'm going to be honest, I got really bored of the invasion. It's the same thing over and over again. Tweak your units, do the same thing. I prefer a real base test, but that's my opinion. Other than that, guys, if you've got any ideas, put them down. Oh, send them to Kixeye there. They've got a thing on a Discord where it's just purely for ideas for the game. Chuck it on there and see what they say. They won't say nothing. They don't. I don't even think they look on that part of the Discord. But I've seen some really good ideas out there, and there's just nothing coming back from Kixeye. It's boring, mundane. They're not giving us a chance to use some of the units that we could be using. And I get where these guys are coming from. We're restricted in defensive units. You know, there's no other way to use them except for holdout. There's no other place to use them. Anyway, take care all, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.